You know what? It's crazy because I wasn't really paying attention until yesterday. It was like late at night, and I'm like, wait a minute, today is election night. Oh shoot! All right, let me switch up to YouTube real quick, see what's going on. Right? And then I started following it. It was late at night. I was listening to I was checking out the live stream of Eric July, and I switched up to Temple, and then I switched up to other ones. I was like going back and forth to a whole bunch of different channels, and then like I was a little bit nervous because you know there might have been a chance of a 3 o'clock ballot dump as we did last time, but yeah, the Orange Man is back. The Orange Man is back in the White House. So how do I feel about this? It's a nice arc. It's a nice arc story where it's like I don't know, like this is what I think people don't understand, right? Because I see a lot of people that are coping. You know, they have like this whole fear mongering of, oh my God, the evil Orange Man is back into power, and then life is gonna be crap and blah blah blah, and all this other stuff, right? As if life wasn't really crap for the past 4 years. And I think that's how they get us. They get us with all these emotional outbursts, what could go wrong, and then then we ignore what is currently going wrong right now. We ignore the failed policies that actually got us to where we are right now. And then we're supposed to like have this fear porn, like, oh no, slavery's back on the table or something like that, right? And to me, it's just the fear is not justified. The fear is not justified, and we have all these check and balances. So then, to kind of prevent all these dictatorship that we claim that's going to happen. How do we know? We even see the dictatorship that was tried to implement upon us with via censorship, with via try to silence people from speaking out against what we think about what is right or what is wrong. We try to the mislabeling of disinformation and all that stuff, even though we turn out to be right 80% of the time. We do have all these checks and balances to kind of keep people from overt power, right? And just the fear is not justified, people. And we allow the media to gaslit us into thinking that like Orange Man is the worst thing that could happen to this country, while ignoring the worst thing that is currently happening right now in our country. So, am I happy? Yeah, I am actually. I think gas is gonna be cheaper because it's gonna be great for especially my career, the type of things that I do. More money. That means more money in my pocket. I've already put aside like $1,000 so I can actually invest in the stock market, because I know with the confidence in the market, that means it's gonna go up. So I gotta like invest in oil and all this. And no, it's not advice for. It's not advice for. It's not financial advice I'm giving you guys. I'm just saying what I'm planning on doing. And yeah, invest more in myself. Listen, here's the thing, right? When it comes to the presidency and everything like that, right? It's not the end all be all. At the end of the day, whether it's Kamala or Trump got in power, I will still continue to do what I do. I will, I think it would have been harder for me with the Indian lady, but I would still, try to thrive for success regardless, right? So I like the fact that I got a candidate that I believe has a better policy than old girl, and also with a track record that was actually like with his presidency, I can expect certain things out of his presidency because of his track record. I'm not emotional about it. I'm not emotionally invested, and I don't allow fear to rule my decision and all that stuff. And I think it's yeah. And you guys are welcome to whatchamacallit. You guys are welcome to check the elections and contest it or whatever the case may be. if you believe there was a mistake or not, because that's your constitutional right to do so. It doesn't make you a insurrectionist if you deem something is fishy about the election. You have every right to check out to see, if you actually lost or not. Yeah. So, what are my predictions? My prediction is we're gonna see an end of the conflict that's been happening in Ukraine, probably within the next 6 months to a year. Has they lost some territory? Yeah, Ukraine has lost that war. Ukraine been losing that war. They were just too stubborn to actually concede and all that stuff. Do I think that Russia had the right to invade Ukraine? No, I don't believe so. But sometimes you get your ass whooped, and sometimes you do have unfair invasion. And I believe there was also some provocation which Putin was able to use to put in place that made it easier for him to do so. So, but that conflict is gonna come to an end. It's gonna come to an end, and the whole Hamas thing, that's probably gonna be a little bit harder to do. Gas prices, I believe, is gonna come down because we're gonna license more for these companies to actually drill, so then therefore they would actually be able to invest more into the future of oil and gas, and we would actually become a net exporter of oil and gas because we're gonna be drilling. We're gonna actually have all these things to do, and so gas is gonna be cheaper. So which means the job that I do, I'm gonna be able to actually save more money for that. So I'm happy at that end. Immigration. This is the part where I'm a little iffy about that, right? Because I'm Haitian first, right? And as much as I understand where people are coming from when it comes to immigrations, where they feel like their resources are being geared towards people who are not supposed to be here or who are here illegally. However, I do realize, as a Haitian person, I do understand why people come to this country, because of the opportunity that they can actually have or build for themselves, where their country is actually not up to par due to corruptions and all this other stuff, right? And I wouldn't want these folks to just get packed up and shipped up back to their country. I hope that there could be some sort of immigration reform, to make it easier. And there's an opportunity there for conservative to kind of not deport people that are not, I'd say, acting a fool, right? If you in here, doing stupid and stuff like that, right? Criminal activities, then yeah, you should get robbed or rounded off, go back to your country. But if you actually you here as an economic migrant, right? You try to actually build the American dreams, and I think there should be a probationary period, and for you to actually get your shit together, and also given the opportunity to contribute to this American dream. All right, because you're still gonna have to pay taxes and all that stuff once you work and pay towards Social Security, and yeah. So I believe if that happened, that could actually change the that can actually change the stereotype that Republicans hate immigrants, right? Because this is the stereotype that we have, conservative have, that somehow we don't like immigrants and everything like that, or we racist and all this stuff, right? So, but yeah, so that's my consensus when it comes to that. And listen, I think what people don't realize, right? This is the thing, right? And because I'm gonna be making a video about it soon, where now black man's gonna take the blame for why Kamala lost, right? And what people don't realize is that there has been this cultural shift that's been going on for the past 5 to 10 years, right? And when it comes to cultural shift, right, you can hold on to old ideas, or you can actually realize the pattern, and then you move accordingly. So the reason why a lot of people refuse to see the unhinged behavior of the leftists, is because they're still operating under the old belief that conservatives are, let's say, are the party of censorship, the party of war, the party of evildoers, the party of Bush, right, and Cheney, the party of, like, Tiki Torch, I'm gonna just burn your rap album. So this is what they still view conservative as, whereas things have shifted for a while now, and people were just too stubborn to realize the changes, right? Whenever you become the party of censorship, you're not on the right side of history, right? When you try to censor people from, say whatever is on their mind, whether you agree with them or not, then you're no longer on the right side of history, right? I mean, granted, right? Troll was, troll was and can still be a problem, right? When people are harassing you and stuff like that, right? Or try to, what you might call it, like doxing you and all the other crazy stuff that they're doing, that is wrong. And that can be done, and you find people like this on either side, whether you call yourself quote unquote conservative or liberal. You do have the fringes on each side that try to do some stupid shit, like, doxing people, try to reveal their information and stuff like that, and that is wrong. My whole point is this: right is right, wrong is wrong, regardless where it's coming from. And the reason why Kamala lost, the reason why the Democratic Party lost, is because the failure of calling out the bullshit that took over their party. When you arguing over whether or not men can get pregnant, then I'm sorry, you lost the cultural war. When you can, when you just, like, try to argue why it's a good thing to transition kids, you lost the argument. You lost the culture. When you keep arguing, like, all the stuff, or let's say a Hollywood elite try to lecture you about, like, your wallet is smaller and smaller, and somehow, oh, you don't understand economy, or being so condescending about what you're going through right now, you're suffering. Yeah, you lost the people. And that's what is, that's the reason why you lost. Not because of Orange Man, you lost because of you. You lost because of you failed to see the trajectory of where your party was going. You failed to see the crazy were actually were the one that was running the asylum. You failed to actually address it. You know, I mean, yeah, by the time you try to, like Bill Maher, by the time you try to do so, it's too late. You already lost the culture, right? People are looking at you like, no, I don't want to be associated with these green hair freaks that just, like, want to scream in my face, unhappy people that just want to just yell and shout and try to tell me that I'm racist, or I'm Uncle Tom, and I'm this and I'm that. People got tired of being lectured. They got tired of being lectured, so then they actually use the Orange Man as a big middle finger to you. Say, F you, you're not gonna tell me what to do. You're not gonna tell me who I should vote for. You're not gonna be condescending towards me because I refuse to support a lady which refused to actually, you know, state her policies, right? Or who actually already had 4 years in the White House. Her administration didn't do much for black people. They didn't do much for in any issues that actually matter to people. That's why you guys lost, right? So it's time to actually do some self-reflection. It's time to go back to the drawing board and then stop pandering to these crazy folks. And I think the difference between conservatives and conservatives and liberals right now is because right now, right, conservatives are most likely, not all the time, but are most likely to kind of call out the BS in their own rank, right? That's why you see, let's say, people like Ben Shapiro is being called out by people like Neurotic or something like that, right? So there isn't that straight up, blind loyalty that we actually have in the Republican Party or the Conservative Party that you actually see in in the Democratic Party, right? And the Democratic Party is more like, vote blue no matter who type, a scenario and everything. Actually, no, I'll take that back. That's not true. That is not true, because up to recently, you did actually see a divide in the Democratic Party, right? Because you had, even though they try to unite it against the hatred of one man, it didn't work. Because when you fail to actually to deliver all the promises that you actually campaign on, and people see it, regardless of whether or not you believe in the policy. But these young students, they voted for you because they believed that you were gonna, forgive their student loan, right? That didn't happen. Black people voted for you because they believed that you were gonna create policies for them, or address all these reparation stuff, and that didn't happen. You were just holding. Hey, what up? What up? How you doing, Nate? What's going on, man? So yeah, so regardless, so the thing that you promised them, right? As unhinged that these promises were, and knowing the fact that you wouldn't be able to actually fulfill those promises, but you promised them to them anyway, and then once you got their vote, and you're supposed to throw them under the bus, not caring about what you campaign on, so these people are not gonna be as enthusiastic. That's why they even bother to actually fight the result of this election. Because when do you know that Democrats don't fight the result of an election? They always do. They always challenge it, right? But this time they're like, even the tears, the liberal tears, like you see it more from the media than you actually see it from the leftists. Although I'm still scouring the internet to actually see more coping or more on rage, because I guess people leftists got tired of being memes. They don't want to get on the social media and cry all them tears and become like the meme of the century, like this chick that was on Trump's first inauguration, when she was like, no, no. This shit became like a meme for like ever. So even leftists are learning from their mistakes to not actually act a fool on social media. They might be sad, they might cope a little bit, but they still try not to be too ridiculous on their copium. So that's a good thing. And the people that are doing most of the coping happens to be, let's say, celebrity elites, social media, all these people. They are the one that's actually coping the hardest. But regular people, they're like, you know what? Biden and Kamala sucked. So I guess Orange Man's back in power. F it. I'll take that L. Good for them. Good on them. Now we're just gonna see all the fear porn that was being spewed out there. We're gonna find out whether or not it was true. I'm optimistic. I think it's gonna be a good economy. I think I'm gonna be investing in the stock market. Gas is gonna be cheaper. Gonna be more money in my pocket, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And the foot soldiers, I don't think there's gonna be as much riot as they were in the past, because all these things have been overplayed. People stop caring about all these things that you try to fear them with. Oh, Orange Man's gonna break your toy. Nobody cares anymore. So yeah. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go to Walmart real quick, grab me some food, some yogurt and all that stuff, and yeah. Anyway, I'm your host, the Haitian. So shout out to you, Nate. I appreciate you pop by, come and see me. So I will see you guys next time. All right. Peace. I'm out.